Yo guys, what is going on? It's ACR3 back again. I've had a trim. Yeah, anyway, let's gloss over that. Basically, this video is basically me discussing what is the other seat situations like. Now, William Haas revealed Mazepin and Schumacher. Very interesting to see how they'll get along. And they'll get on in the Haas next year. We've obviously got Hamilton and Bottas, probably for Mercedes, although the Hamilton thing hasn't been officially confirmed, but it will be. We know Renault or Alpine have got Alonso and Ocon. We know Ferrari's got Leclerc and Sainz. We know Aston Martin's got Vettel and Stroll. I believe the only two seats that have been unconfirmed. But the Red Bull one isn't unconfirmed, but we kind of know that Albon might get it, unless he has a massive stink in the next two races. Then it'll be Perez's to lose. And then the Alpha Tauris, because it looks like Kvyat's leaving. And there's nothing been said about the Alpha Tauri seat. So who do you guys think will get the Alpha Tauri seat? Do you think it will be maybe Perez goes with Gasly in the Alpha Tauri, makes that makes that the best midfield car next year? Could be Hulkenberg in the Alpha Tauri. Could be someone from the Red Bull Junior Academy in F2. But I believe Kvyat will leave. I think Gasly will have a new partnership next year to form. I don't know. Because I think it might be maybe Perez, maybe Hulkenberg. But if Perez doesn't get that Red Bull seat, I think he's taking a year out and seeing how he is. I'm not too sure who will replace Kvyat, unless Kvyat somehow stays another year. But I swear Kvyat's come out and already said he might leave this season after Abu Dhabi. But who will replace him? I mean, yeah, there's Perez and Hulkenberg, but they want the bigger seat. They want the Red Bull. They want the Red Bull seat, and that's how it's here. So who could it be? I'm trying to think of Red Bull Junior Academy prospects in the F2. But I can't think of anything. Obviously, no Ferrari driver academy or Mercedes driver academy prospects will drop into Toro Rosso because there's a different thing and they might get loose. So there will no be Schwartzman, no Ilott, nothing like that. So I'm starting to think myself, not gonna lie. So it's either Kvyat's probably gonna leave. He needs to leave. He's not really been the best this season. Gasly has outperformed him massively in that Alpha Tauri. It should be Perez or Hulk that goes into the seat, but they want the bigger fish in the pond. They want that Red Bull seat. It's the case of if Albon gets the seat, then the Alpha Tauri seat becomes the most prized seat in the world, and it's up to Helmut Marko to decide, and obviously Franz Tost to decide who gets that Alpha Tauri seat. Because Gasly's confirmed. Gasly won a race, and Gasly's got podiums. So he's definitely staying. There is no doubt about it, unless they shockingly come out and say Gasly's leaving. Gasly's staying for 2021. But Kvyat, I think, is leaving. I think Kvyat's time in F1 is done. And I do like Kvyat. He's a strong racer, but he's a bit aggressive. He does make rash moves. In Russia in 2016, I believe it was, where the Vettel colliding twice with Vettel to hit him out of the race. Perez and Hulkenberg are there, maybe for the Alpha Tauri seat for maybe one season, see how they're doing, and maybe they'll probably, it's Red Bull, they'll probably swap if Albon does badly. You guys let me know. I think it'll be Perez or Hulkenberg if Kvyat does not retain his seat. I'm 90% sure he's not. I don't think it's going to be an F2 driver, because I can't think of any good drivers in the Red Bull Academy. Obviously, there was Dan Tickton, but he's with Williams. as their reserve driver now. Obviously, you've had Ricciardo as a Red Bull driver and Sainz, and then people like Buemi are in Formula E. So I reckon it'll be Perez and Hulkenberg. But please do let me know, you guys, who you think. Will it be Perez, Hulkenberg? Maybe it will be a shocking move from F2. Maybe like Schwartzman or Eilert come into the Alpha Tauri, but then get released from the driver academy that they're in. And I would love to see Schwartzman and Gasly. They're the two young guys with great fight for the top of the midfield. And that's what I'm looking forward to next year in F1. The midfield battle will be so close. It will be just mad to think about. Like, you've got the Alpine with Ocon and Alonso. Alonso back for vengeance in the F1 after his woeful time at McLaren. You've got McLaren, who's got Norris and Ricciardo, two of the best personalities on the grid, two very quick drivers. If Ferrari is still in the midfield, obviously you've got Leclerc and Sainz. Leclerc, one of my favourite drivers in F1, and Sainz, who is very underrated and is very quick. And then you've got Alpha Tauri. I think Haas, Williams, Alfa Romeo will be back end of the grid, and obviously Merc and Red Bull next year will be top of the top unless something bad happens or something. But yeah, you've got Racing Point, you've got McLaren, you've got Alpine, and you've got Alpha Tauri fighting for that fourth or third spot, and Ferrari, Alpha Tauri, Renault or Alpine. Ferrari, Racing Point, Alpine, McLaren, and Renault. Yeah, them four. You got what I mean, right? And obviously McLaren's got a Mercedes power unit. Racing Point has Mercedes bits to it. Renault have been improving their car all year. And obviously with Alpine branding, this can still carry over that because Alpine is a Renault brand. Ferrari have been improving, especially in Turkey when they got third and fourth. It just varies on how people are like, really, and it really depends on what teams go where with how they are at certain tracks, because we know with certain tracks like Racing Point is quicker than the others and whatever, but who knows? This season I haven't even finished yet. We've still got two races, the Bahrain outer track and Abu Dhabi. And obviously we've got the news that Mazepin and Schumacher are at Haas and Russell's at Mercedes for Bahrain, and maybe Abu Dhabi and Aitken stepped in to replace Russell. It all depends on what goes on next year with certain teams, certain setups, what they do, what they don't do. And then the regulation changes next year are very exciting. I am so looking forward as an F1 fan to see potentially rule changes to make Merc less dominant, to bring a fight, because obviously we've got Merc and Red Bull sort of, but that's not good enough. We want a 3 to 4 team fight for the title, like we had in back in the 90s when you had Ferrari, you had McLaren, even like in the mid 2000s when you had Frentzen try and nearly win. You had McLaren with Hakkinen, Schumacher and Ferrari, Montoya with Williams. It's all that, but now you've had, since 2010, you had a Red Bull dominating and then Mercedes dominating. There's not been a season apart from 2012 where it's been competitive. But hopefully 2022 brings that around to F1, and F1 fans like you and me can relieve and just take in that moment. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you probably tomorrow for another video. If not, I'll see you another day, probably Saturday, or after Bahrain qualifying, to give my review, and then obviously the review of the race on Sunday. But hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll see you in a bit, and take care. Peace.